The weather here in Tokyo has been warming up just the perfect amount, so we've been feeling energized and wanting to spend more time outside. This was also our first sakura season living in Japan, and everything just seems extra special around this time of year, so we wanted to share some of our recent highlights with you guys. One of the must-do activities during sakura season in Japan is hanami, which means flower viewing. It's actually a tradition that dates back to ancient Japan, and there's a whole history behind it. Although nowadays, lots of people just say hanami to describe something like hanging out and having a picnic near sakura trees.
So I got a chicken and egg with teriyaki sauce sandwich.
And I got roast chicken, egg, lettuce, and Cobb salad. Cobb sauce. By the way, as we were coming to the park today, we passed by some gachapon machines and decided to try one out for the first time. You know, those coin-operated capsule toy machines that you see all over Japan? Is he turning green? And the funny thing is that at first we thought we got scammed because our frog wasn't green like in the photos, but we quickly realized that
What we got is an albino version. I think we got this a rare one. It's literally called Lee, like albino version.
So we actually got the rarest one.
Maybe.
We're actually not big on collecting toys, but this particular one was an exception because we thought it resembled Jeff really well. Anyways, this park is a great spot to visit any time of year, and it only costs 500 yen to enter. But one thing to note is that on certain weekends during sakura season, you do have to reserve online in advance. Our picnic today turned out to be really relaxing, and we even did a bit of reading and napping before packing up. If you're ever in town looking for a dinner spot that feels lively and nostalgic, one place that we'd recommend is Gonpachi, specifically this location in Nishi-Azabu. One thing that we really like about this place, besides the food, is the combination of the high ceilings, the wooden beams, and the warm layered lighting. I feel like it creates a really uniquely spacious yet cozy atmosphere that I haven't seen in many other restaurants. The menu is quite unique. This is a honey salted plum sour, and this is a pineapple cassis.
And look, I like a bunch of plums down at the bottom there.
After having tried a bunch of skewers, I think our favorite ones are the ones with mushrooms. So we are in Asakusa, and it's like an hour away from where we live, so it's a bit of a journey, but I think it's worth it because today we're going to a washi paper making workshop. And you know, we've been getting into like scrapbooking and washi tapes and stuff. It's really neat walking through Asakusa because this area has a unique combination of traditional and modern Japan, and it's actually one of the most popular spots in the city where people will rent kimonos and walk around to take photos. The shop is split into two areas. The front is where you can browse their handmade paper goods, while the back is the workshop space where you can make your own washi paper. There's actually different types of washi. The kind made here is Tosa washi, which is one of the top 3 types of traditional Japanese papers, and the pulp used is harvested from the bark of mulberry trees near Tosa City. So once we finished prepping the mixture, we started layering the pulp using this wood and mesh tray called a suketa. And it's important to use the right amount of force and at the correct angle when you're dipping it into the mixture, because otherwise you could end up with wrinkles and air bubbles. We decided to add some color for variety, and it's basically a very thin sheet of colored washi that gets fused onto the pulp. You'll see that the sheets are pretty thick because there's a lot of moisture in it, so we have to remove the water by carefully applying some firm pressure. Thank you. The water's coming out of here. Traditionally, the paper gets dried in the sun, but for time reasons, today we're just going to use this heated panel to dry it quickly. Good job. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Wow. The paper turned out so nice, and if you look closely, you'll see that the fibers settled differently onto each piece to give it a unique pattern. It's really interesting, and we're glad we did this today. Another term that we learned recently is yosakura, which refers to viewing sakura at nighttime, and that is exactly what we'll be doing on this night. One of the absolute best places in the city for this is Chidori-ga-Fuji. It's a beautiful park right next to the moat that surrounds the Imperial Palace. You can expect there to be quite a crowd here every night during sakura season, but especially while the flowers are in full bloom like they are tonight. Our tip for this spot is to keep an eye out for the time because the lights turn off at 8 p.m. sharp. It was especially fun to update our scrapbook this time around. We actually press-dried some sakura that we found on the ground, and it looks super pretty on the washi paper that we made. Anyways, that's all for now. We hope you enjoyed seeing a bit of what we've been up to lately. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.